Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive, something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan. Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And Walker with it over the middle. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Tally, that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a first down.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
First carry now for Isaiah Spiller.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now a handoff up the middle. Jenkins. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
On first down, Justin Herbert. Throw left side complete. That's Jenkins. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
To throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they put it on the ground here on the the second drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team, because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it's the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical, because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see.
Following the fumble recovery, here's Tua.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson. He'll get it inside the 20.
It's a big play there for Miami. 41 yards.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
They'll give it to Mixon. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Mixon again. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2. A pretty big play now in this AFC Championship. 3rd and goal. Mixon. And Mixon not going to get there. Running into a wall here, and they'll stop him short.
Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
And his kick is good.
So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
The Charger drive about to get going. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And, partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. In motion, the tight end. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. On 1st and 10, Herbert. Flush to his right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Again, Herbert. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Going to throw on third down with Herbert.
And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a fourth down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Off of play action. Tagovailoa. They'll roll him out right.
He's going to find Jefferson open.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And picked up by the Chargers.
These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case, wide receiver. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. AFC title game, second quarter action, 2 minutes to play.
On first down, Vance. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Nixon. 4 yards on the pickup there. Now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
On 3rd down, Vance. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Mixon with a first down carry. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down.
And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Joe Mixon in the final seconds of the first half. And the Dolphins would extend their lead here just before halftime. So the rushing touchdowns continue to stack up, CD. That now 15 for him on the year.
And give him a ton of credit for staying healthy, being a smart runner, and it's showing just how important he's been to his team. He's got to be their MVP at this point in the season, and those votes may have been turned into league MVP votes when it's all said and done.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
And he's going to go out of bounds on the return. He won't even get this thing back to the 10-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here.
Herbert on first down now.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 24. So we come upon halftime in the AFC title game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year. And they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They fake the handoff. Now Tua sliding out of the pocket.
And Tua going to slide to a halt, but he will have the first down.
They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise them with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a first down. Gotta love that efficiency.
They'll run on first down. Vance, and he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Play action. Now it's Tua. Out to his left. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tua. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And it'll be intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them. That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
AFC Championship tilt, third quarter of play. This is 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Herbert.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And it'll be Dolphin football.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just...
Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Herbert takes it and just pops it forward.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Herbert off of play action. Rolling to his right. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chargers are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
Well, Charles, fans around here, they were already talking Super Bowl. They've made plans. You just can't look past anybody in this league, especially this deep into the playoffs.
You would think that every year that message would sink in, and it feels like every year we see something like this, especially the way they're handling them. All right, you didn't expect this part to happen, but when you're playing this deep in the playoffs, every team's dangerous.
And he's going to get in for the score, and the lead now cut to 14. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. First play's a run with Nwangu.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. One quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11.
Now a give right side. Vance. And some room to work.
And he will finally be shoved out of bounds down at the 30-yard line. 64 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. On play action, here's Tua. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
Now it's Mixon running right. And some space here.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
That one good for 13 and a Dolphin 1st down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Once again, they run with Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown.
Joe Mixon,
his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Dolphins are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Now the try here for the extra point. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
He's going to take another shot here. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
The offense on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10. Now it's Herbert. Steps away to his left. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Channing Tindall. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think you may want to keep them cranking high right here. Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage. The stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Joe Mixon saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Dolphins continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. Here's Herbert now on 2nd down. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline, because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. To the air again, Herbert. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Herbert. Under pressure, they got him again. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. 2nd and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is 1 play from stalling out.
3rd and long, it's Herbert. Looking left side, and it's complete.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Well, a Lombardi trophy would be nice to hoist. They have to hold off for that for a little bit. Right now, the Lamar Hunt has to feel good to hold.
Oh, it's got to feel great for them. And remember, Lamar Hunt helped create the American Football League, which became, of course, in most part, the American Football Conference. And he's the one who gave us the name Super Bowl.
And that does it for the conference championship. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And for our entire crew, we'll see you 2 weeks at the Super Bowl. This is the NFL on EA Sports.